Everywhere around this world, my friends, you have influencers. These big guys with the muscles and these girls with duck faces. My friends, in the Balkans, our influencers are actually the politicians. Welcome. Balkan Breakfast Talk Show, new series. It's not a mini, it's a series now. For the Balkan countries, my friends. Like, subscribe would help me a lot. And if you want to donate something to this channel, I open this Buy Me a Coffee link. If not, my friends, stay, enjoy for free. Free of charge. I don't charge anything. Super. My friends, listen. Today we're going to talk about the cyber mercenaries, aka these influencers, especially political influencers, who are trying and they're succeeding on influencing something on you. You will actually think, my friends, that these cyber mercenaries who are spreading these things are actually the people that you're watching on your movies, Sorry. The ones with the hoodies, with the dark glasses in some basement, in his mom basement, you know, and like doing this on the computer, and hacking like 500 terminals open. My friend, it's not like this. It's actually a guy with flip-flops, with the flip-flops, my friends, who actually stinks, who actually has money from somewhere around this world, so he can influence something on you. Don't worry, I'm going to explain everything. The list that I made, super. So, my friends, what is a cyber mercenary actually means? Influencer. A real cyber mercenary, aka influencer, my friends, operates on digital marketeers, and they are, digital marketeers, political consultants, my friends, data analysts, and social media strategists. So, basically, when you're watching TV, for some unknown reason, if you're watching the TV, my friends, you will see this economic analyst, data analyst, political analyst, and blah, blah, blah. They're doing analysis about something, and you like them so much. But remember, in the Balkans and everywhere around this world, but especially in the Balkans, my friends, always left and right political party. Together, one entity. You're voting for one party. Super. So, my friends, they actually can, because they stole your money for a century now, they actually stole your money. And now, my friends, they can pay these people who don't have a real job actually. Remember, this is not a real job. And my friends, these people, we will create an Instagram account. We will create a TikTok. YouTube, doesn't matter. All the platforms, right? Facebook, especially Facebook. And my friends, we will influence the people. We will actually share an idea based on fear, because fear is the most interesting factor, right? Then based on current events that are happening around the world, and my friends, based on the trending topics. Super. 1 second, I almost forgot this. Super. Sorry, my friends. So, these people are actually sorry, Balkan production. So, my friends, these people are actually influencing this. Who are they targeting? Especially, my friends, in the Balkans, the people with the, how can I say? Okay, let's start with the older people. All the older people, my friends, now all of them have Facebook, and they're putting these roses, like the frames of the roses, inside the Facebook, and they're like, Dobro utro. Good morning, with the duck face. Some grandma, my friend, some Radislava, who is like 98, and she's like, Dobro utro. or Mile, with the frame, my friends, BMW M Power, and he's sitting near his tractor. I'm just joking, but hey, in reality, these people are doing that. So, my friends, these cyber mercenaries who are paid are influencing them because they're most easy to manipulate. Remember this, very important. Most easy. My friends, how they're doing? They're doing with the bot networks, targeted messaging. So, my friends, some message needs to be delivered today, in certain hours, in certain framework, let's say in certain region. So it's gonna bombard you today with this messaging. You know how this works, but the older people, they don't. And the stupid people, they don't. Super. My friends, viral manipulation. So there will be couple of, how can I say, real people with a lot of fake accounts pouring everything on social media, my friends, so they can influence some message and this message to become viral. For example, the left party, my friends, is shit. which in reality it is, but it's shit. Super. And my friends, narrative amplification. So, listen, in my country, both of the political parties, my friends, left and right, they have bought farms, which means, my friends, basically a basement in some grandma's house. I'm not even joking. Couple of computers and millions and millions and millions of fake accounts on every platform. Remember this, very important. Super. And my friends, they have, for example, target messaging. Today, we are going to talk, for example, how these things that are happening around the world, the wars and blah, 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 is good for our country. For example, tomorrow we are going to talk how these tariffs are bad for our country. After that, we will talk how the right political party, when they come in power, will actually fix the problems which left political party did. And so on and so on and so on. I don't want to bother you, you understand me. My friends, this is a very big problem. Because you, most of you, smart people who are watching me, you know how to actually see these things. Because, my friends, you're going to open the account. The account is fake. There will be, I don't know, some meme on the account or something. And this account, my friends, all of a sudden is trending on, let's say, for example, X. It's not so hard to actually, how can I say, for the algorithm to push you further. Because, my friends, you can actually pay it. It's called a promotion. You see, it's called a promotion. So imagine this. In the same time, some real influencer who has money, who is totally, I don't know, shit, doesn't matter, plus the bot farms, plus the real politicians from the left and the right, in the same time delivering, let's say, pretty much identical message. You're gonna believe it, right? You're gonna be, hey, stvarno. It happened. My friends, no. Because first of all, let me ask you something, and I want to understand it for myself as well in the comments. What does influencer means? Because I really don't understand. In my head, it actually means a guy or a girl on a certain platform with a certain zanimanje, how is it called in English? With a certain profession, sorry. Balkan English problem, doing something so she can or he can sell you something. He can or she can influence something on you. So basically you're influenced to behave like them, to buy the same product and blah, blah. Okay. I'm not saying no, my friends. Everybody now in this world is trying to sell you something. Me, I'm not selling you anything. I'm just commenting. I'm like I'm like the old grandmas in the village when they're gathering, my friends, in the center of the village and they're talking. I'm like that. Your drunk uncle. But my friends, these influencers are selling you something. Super. I understand that, my friends, certain products are actually worth, for example, let's be honest. Super. But my friends, for somebody on platforms to sell you political agenda of left and on right, I really don't understand, my friends, who falls on these tricks. Honestly. But I can see how it is weaponized, my friends, to actually influence you. Because in the end of the day, my friends, listen, in the end of the day, these platforms, most of them are actually free nowadays, especially they're free. You can say what you want. Of course, normal stuff, not extreme stuff, right? Super. My friends, if you don't like something, you can change it. I don't like this, unsubscribe, or I will change it. Swipe. It's actually that easy. I really don't understand who stays and watches, especially these cyber mercenaries from the Balkans, my friends, who are actually influencing geopolitics, politics, certain products, certain Fifi, yawa karate. Sorry, certain politics, geopolitics, and blah 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 on you. I really don't understand who is watching them. But there is somebody who is watching them, my friends, because they're very popular. You can see they have a lot of followers, subscribers. I don't understand. Super. My friends, in my country, and we continue. Sorry, this rant is too long, but very passionate. My friends, in my country, for example, the politicians are paying a lot of money, especially before elections, to the platforms so the platforms can promote them. If you're smart, you will read the message from the politician, right? It will come on your news feed or homepage, or doesn't matter. It will come on you because they're paying money. Super. My friends, when I saw how much money they're paying, and they're paying this money from the taxpayers, again they're stealing your money so they can promote themselves, and again you're voting for them. Super. Go and vote. Run. Trčaj. Super. My friends, you can see one thing. When they're when they're writing the message, doesn't matter if it's left or right political party, the message is pretty much the same, just the words are different. The fuck. And plus, my friends, these influencers that you like very, very much, and this my friend, okay, listen, in my country, my friends, all these model girls and these girls who are doing makeup and blah blah blah, before the election, my friends, they're actually experts in politics. I don't understand how is that possible. All of a sudden, from makeup, from this L'Oreal and blah blah blah, eyeliners and lipsticks and stuff, all of a sudden, my friends, they know about geopolitics. They know who should be the mayor of some certain city. Are you serious? It's like me, my friends, now I'm doing this type of channel, and all of a sudden I switch. Now I'm gonna talk about paintings. You understand? It's not possible, my friends. Open your mind and watch out who you follow, and watch out who you donate, and watch out who you spend your time on, because these platforms and these influencers, they want for you to spend your time, waste your time. The most important thing, my friends, sorry, the most important things in today's world is for everybody to waste your time, so you don't have time for yourself. When you don't have time for yourself, my friends, you cannot do shit. You will go and live under the bridge near the dumpsters, and with the rats you will dance. I'm joking, but you know that I'm right. Waste of time. 99.9% of this shit is waste of time. That's why I created this channel. And I said to myself, brutally honest, the truth that actually hurts me and you, because when it hurts, my friends, then we actually start healing. You understand? Swear to me in the comments, I'm gonna swear at you. Super. But in the end of the day, if we sync together, synchronize, my friends, we're gonna make something good for the benefit of the future generations, and our generation as well, so we can see something good. I don't want to see this my friends, listen, these mercenaries and this influence, do you know how much money they make? Do you know how much money they make? My friends, they're like, most of them, the qualification, not all of them, of course there are exceptions, but my friends, the qualifications that they have are zero, bre. Zero. My friends, they were living in some basement, and all of a sudden they said, they said something on some platform, and the video go viral, and all of a sudden, my friends, he or she is famous, and you're following them and you're listening to them. Super. There are there are some of them which, my friends, are actually worth your time, because you can learn something. You understand? About finances, about paintings, about cars, about society, about the air, but most of them, my friends, you will see them. I'm not even joking. My people, you understand me, in the Balkans. Everybody, before the elections, they're influencers. They know dark lips, or these guys with the big muscles. He's waking up at 3 a.m. and doing protein shake. Super. Super. And all of a sudden, before elections, my friends, he's a geopolitical expert. What's the point in that? Super. Not super at all, but super. So watch out. My friends, how the Balkan actually influence market emerged. Super. Politics, my friends, they actually discovered something which is called, my friends, digital marketing. They actually discovered it. So, and the arms race began. So they were racing for somebody. There is a famous example from Cambridge Analytica about, how can I say, how voter profiling and targeted messaging could be actually weaponized at a very big scale. There is a good example of that. Or, my friends, we have a good example. Was it in Georgia? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure which country, my friends, which was actually a troll farm model. So all of a sudden, my friends, today, everybody influence on some certain platform. My friend, today we're gonna troll, for example, Estonia, for example, or I don't know, Ukraine, or I don't know, Moldova for something. This is, my friends, influenced, right, in quotation marks, targeted messaging. All of the bot farms released, all the money came into everybody's pocket. These influencers that you like on Instagram, TikTok, and blah blah blah, they're all talking about this, how they blah blah blah. Watch out for this kind of shit, my friends. 99.9% of the things that you see on TV and on even on these platforms, my friends, is fake. Is fake. And I'm gonna give you a small tip, especially for the people who are not tech savvy. My friends, with AI today, you can literally make anything. You can see young people literally are building rocket ships, my friends, with AI. Don't believe a lot of things. Okay. I want to say one thing. Please don't get mad at me, but about these files that were released, these Epstein files. Now, okay, when you will watch this, it will maybe be old story, but doesn't matter. Now it's actual story. My friends, listen. Did it happen? Yes. Did it happen at the scale that everybody thinks it did? Maybe. Are the videos, all of them, authentic? That's actually the good question. Are the videos authentic? Because these files, my friends, are public. Super. You can find them online. Super. The list is public. The emails are public. The videos, you can find them. Super. Are they actually authentic? Or are they not? Or are they maybe a little bit manipulated, some face changed here and there? With AI, you can do a lot of stuff. I'm not saying no. I hate politicians. I don't like them at all. I know that they're doing crazy and shady stuff. I know. I understand. And rich people, these influencers that you like so much, and these famous comedians and these Barbie dolls and blah, blah. I know, my friends, they're not good. But my friends, watch out. Literally watch out for AI. Not everything that you see is actually truth. And one more thing. Always, as I'm saying in almost every video, always when something is released to you, my friends, look behind the curtain. You will find the truth, but behind the curtain. When something is released in front of you, so you can waste your time now on these Epstein files, my friends, there is something happening in the background, bruh. Dig deep if you want. If not, my friends, who gives a shit? But I recommend to you, don't waste your time with this stupid shit if you don't have any benefit or profit from that. Everybody now is talking about this shit, my friends, like they have profit from that. Because it's trending. I understand. Super. My friends, we finish. That's my opinion. Super. So, where was I? About how the Balkan actually influence marketing. So these politicians, they actually found out a bit about digital marketing. Blah, blah, blah. They have a lot of money. Remember, the money that they stole from the Balkan people since forever, since even before Ottoman Empire, they were stealing money. Super. And my friends, these troll farms, troll models, and blah, blah. Super. So my friends, our regions, we have, my friends, strong technical talent. So basically, my friends, it's not that hard. Only if you have money, you will find some people who are actually very tech savvy and very tech knowledgeable, and they will make a bot farm or a farm, or they will, these politicians, they will give some money. They will actually literally buy some influencer who has nothing, who is just doing something for free on some platform. And this influencer is going to be their main voice. Because he has, or she has, doesn't matter, a couple of thousand of following, or maybe millions. You understand? And they're going to influence especially stupid people. And older people. You understand? My friends, we have something in the Balkans as well, which is called low operating cost. So you don't have to spend a lot of money because, let's be honest, my friends, in the Balkans, the most famous people, they don't have more than a couple of million of followers. Fifi, yeah. Sorry. They don't have more than a couple of millions of following, or in some cases, couple of hundreds of thousands. So they don't cost a lot of money. You understand? Or they will demand something from them, and they will influence, in quotation marks, them, so they can actually do it for free. Like, for example, My friend, you're gonna now spread our left political party agenda, or we're gonna take your apartment. You think it's not happening? It's happening. Different topic. Super. And one more thing, my friends, which we have in the Balkans is actually flexible legal enforcement. As I said, for somebody, the laws are valid, for other people are not valid. You understand? When politics is in question, and when some agenda needs to be spread out and stuff like this, my friends, nothing is valid except money. You understand? They will pay everybody with the money from the pocket. They're gonna do they don't see anything. Shish misha, Batman. They don't see anything, my friends. It's darkness. And my friends, they're gonna continue with their job, in quotation marks. You understand? Very big problem. I know, my friend, but this topic is very interesting of how we actually are being manipulated. Let me continue forward. Super. My friends, why the Balkans actually became attractive for digital influence work? So, first of all, as I mentioned, we have skilled labor. So we have something which is like strong coders, my friends, which we have, and Eastern Europe as well. Brothers and sisters, I love you very much. Plus, my friends, marketing talent. The most fake marketing, especially in these modern times, actually comes from the Balkan. I'm gonna tell you one thing. There was a certain city in my country, for example, which, I think it was 2016, which was influencing, weaponizing, and doing everything in their power with foreign money, remember, with foreign money, and some domestic money as well, via some channels. You understand this, how this shit goes, in order for them to influence a certain presidential candidate in USA. And it worked. So they were, my friends, influencing a certain presidential candidate against the other ones. Against the other one. There were only two. 2016, beginning 2017, this period. And they won. And they made a lot of money. And they're not prosecuted. And they don't give a shit. So you actually think, my friends, in the end of the day, that the things that you read on your news feed, on your favorite application, that is true? As well as for today's modern Epstein files? You actually believe those things. You actually believe that there is nothing at all happening behind the curtain. Really? My friends, I know that you're not so much that you're watching me. I know. I'm not a big channel. I'm trying, but I'm not a big channel yet. I believe in God. And with God, we will grow. But together, you and me, not alone. Remember. My friends, you who are watching me, I know that you're smart because I'm actually debating with you in the comments and I blah, blah, blah. I know that you are actually educated people and you are critical and skeptical, which is very important, especially for today's modern world. That's why I love you. That's why I say in every episode, I love you, bre. My friends, I know that you're smart, but we are actually the minority. The ones that can actually see that nothing which is in front of us like this close, it's not actually the real truth. You should always do this. Behind the curtain. If you want to find the real truth. But trust me, when you will find the real truth, it will hurt even more. You understand? This is actually a really big problem, my friends. Super. Not super at all, but super. My friends, I'm gonna continue forward. Why the Balkans actually became attractive for digital influencers. We said skilled IT labor. Then, my friends, competitive pricing. So high skill, low cost. We don't cost that much. Like, for example, the ones in Asia. Doesn't matter. But the ones in Asia, they cost more. Super. Regulatory gray zones, my friends. Everything in the Balkan is gray except the weather. The weather is very beautiful, my friends. It's always sunny. But all the systems and everything is in the gray zone. When it's in the gray zone, it's like extremely easy to manipulate. With money, with power, with blah, blah, blah. Super. And my friends, one thing that we have in the Balkans, it's actually an outsourcing culture. So, because remote digital work now, especially after 2020, when the thing was flying, my friends, digital work is actually normalized. So, so you see, when your economy actually, my friends, specializes in outsourcing, someone in your in your government will outsource politics. But it's the truth, my friends. It's the truth. I don't want to make jokes, but it's the truth. Super. My friends, I'm gonna be very short. How many? 26 minutes. Stay with me. I'm gonna be short. My friends, listen. The mechanics of modern election influence. So it's not about flipping votes with magic. It's about, my friends, how can I say, shaping your attention to something. So the methods that these cyber mercenaries, aka these stupid influencers, are actually influencing on you and their methods are, flooding social media platforms with everything, from one side, from another side, from one country, because this is cross-border. In the Balkans especially, is cross-border. It can come far from the north and go far to the south, from west to east. So it's like a center, it's like a crossbar. You understand? It can come at certain time, certain point, certain hours even, and certain messaging. Be very careful. Certain messaging. Super. So they're flooding social media platforms at once. And you will see hashtag trending, for example, in X. Or you will see on your news page in Facebook. You understand? Super. Or, I almost forgot, because Viber is the most used application in the Balkans. Everybody's using Viber. It's not Viber. Please. It's Viber. My friends, there are messages that are coming, bruh. From certain, watch out what you do, watch out, you should vote for this, you should vote for that, opa. These people are shameless. And you're still following them and you're still voting for them. Think about it, please. Super. Micro-targeted persuasion. So, for example, my friends, today it should be target, for example, the certain region in a certain country, tomorrow a certain region in a certain country, which is more far left than, for example, the capital, which in every country is more centered towards the left, doesn't matter, or more right, blah, blah, blah. Then, my friends, memes, warfare, meme, as we say, warfare. My friends, with the memes, this meme influencing and this meme, my friends, politics is... Everybody likes the memes and they're sharing the memes, but when they're sharing the memes between the people, my friends, you see the meme, it's funny, but it's influencing you in some way to think about it. Maybe this meme is actually correct. You see, smart marketing. And my friends, coordinated amplification. Super. So you don't actually change the people minds, but you actually, my friends, change what people will see first. You see, you're trending. They will see first this, and then they will scroll down and they will see about lipsticks, duck faces. But first they need to see what is the main propaganda and the main agenda for today. Targeted one. Super. My friends, digital influencers, and these influencers that you like a lot, most of them, not all of them. Of course, there are exceptions, and a lot of exceptions. But most of them who are paid, my friends, they exploit from you fear, identity, anger, and tribal loyalty. But the most important thing, which they can exploit from you, my friend, is something which is called emotion. Balkan people are extremely emotional people. That's why you will see people are yelling. That's why you will see people, because we're unique, we behave differently than the rest of the continent. Remember this, very important. We're totally different. We're full with emotion, bad and good emotion. So when we have a lot of emotion, this is actually targeted, and this was actually done by research, my friends. They can actually release a needle, and this needle goes directly to your heart. It touches your heart, and all of a sudden it releases some emotion. And from this emotion, in, how can I say, parallel or by passive, it will actually influence your brain to think one way or the other. Or as the influencer, this person thinks that how it should influence you. You understand? It's a very bad tactic, my friends. I was actually working on a project for this kind of thing, so I know a lot about these things, how they are working. You understand? I mean, I was not doing that, I was coding, but I was doing some application. Doesn't matter. But I know how this shit goes. I know, my friends, when I saw the research, especially when they're doing how to target people and how to release an emotion or a fear or an anger, my friends, the research is like this big, bre. 5,000 pages. Not even joke. Super. So, my friends, who actually pays the price? Who actually pays the price? So, citizens are actually always absorbing the shock because the influencers, these cyber mercenaries, as I call them, my friends, in the end of the day, they will be happy because they will be paid. They will have the money. They will drive their Mercedes, Maserati, blah, blah. They will go with Barbie dolls in Hawaii and blah, blah, blah. And my friends, you're gonna go in some cheap kafana. You're gonna eat cevapcici, drink pivo for 5.5 euros. And after that, you're gonna go under the bridge near the dumpsters and you're gonna smoke cigarettes with the people and drink rakia. So, your life is totally, I'm just joking, but I'm not joking in the same time. Your life is totally different from the influencers, cyber mercenaries. So they're influencing something on you, so you can stay in this middle class or some lower class, and you should always absorb their propaganda, and you will be in shock. The left party did this, the right party did this. That's your life. Pay taxes and that's it. That's your job. Remember, escape this class. It's not that hard. You should escape this class, but you should educate yourself, my friends, every day, all the time. You understand? And never fall for anybody else's propaganda. Please. That's super. So, my friends, you actually, the citizens, absorb the shock. Super. The consequences after you will wake up, so it can take you, my friends, I don't know, maybe even 40 years to wake up, believe it or not. Some people never even wake up. They will die, my friends, and they still didn't wake up. Dark comedy, I'm sorry. My friends, the consequences. Public distrust. If you wake up, then you will be distrusted. You will never trust anybody for anything. Which from one side is good, but from the other side, not that much, my friends, because you have to have connection. Because my friends, listen, people in general, we need to have connection to somebody for something, especially to other people. Today, my friends, with the modern tech, with the modern accessories that we have, laptops, phones, tablets, blah, blah, blah. My friends, we're so much desocialized and we're so much distracted that we actually just believe in the screen. Sorry. We actually just believe the screen. We don't believe other people. Which again is some propaganda, but that's for a different video. This video is very long. If I continue with this, we will finish never. Super. My friends, the consequences also is polarization. Remember, always dividing your attention where they want for you to be. Which side? They're playing with you. The puppet masters, bruh. Super. Not super, but super. Democratic fatigue. After that, my friends, you will say, now democracy. Like now we're seeing actually the young people. You can see, the younger generations in the Balkans. Do you think they want democracy, but they want a real democracy? But they're tired because they saw what their parents went through, and plus the older people as well. If they wake up, remember, they will be, my friends, tired. And afterwards, my friends, democracy fatigue, and afterwards you're gonna start believing in conspiracy theories, which some of them are true, but most of them are not true. Doesn't matter. And my friends, you're gonna dig deep about something which doesn't make any sense. You understand? They will you will get distracted from the real things in your life. Family, health, finances, traveling. The real things that actually makes you a real human. You understand? And my friends, confusion overload. You will be confused a lot. 24/7. You understand? You will walk and you will be like, what? That meme with John Travolta. You see, the meme actually influenced me to actually tell you this meme. So you see how it works. Mind games, bre. Mind games. Super. My friends, sorry it's a little bit long episode, bre, but I'm like your drunk uncle. I know everything. Today, my friends, we're gonna defeat the bad influencers, huh? We're not, but let's try. My friends, I'm gonna be fast. First of all, the solution, first and foremost, is transparency laws for digital political spending. I said, campaign donations, blah, blah, blah. They're spending a lot of money on these applications, especially when something needs to be released in certain, like the certain messaging, when it needs to be released. My friends, they're spending a lot of money. A lot of money, bro. I want to see how much you spend because those are tax money. Don't lie to me that those are donations. Donations from who, bre? From us, from the people. Donations. You're gonna have donations. Okay. You have donations from other countries and other continents, but those are for other things. That's super. My friends, platform accountability. So, clear labeling for coordinated attacks. Every platform should have accountability for something which is not good or something which is totally fake. You can see, for example, listen, my friends, I know that most of the people now, they don't like, for some awkward reason, they don't like X, aka Twitter, X-Twitter. My friends, listen, the platform is actually doing really good with this balloons, bre. There is like a balloon beneath some certain video, some certain messaging, if it's true or some fact checked. Sorry, I forgot the word, fact checked. Which is good. Maybe even that fact check is stupid and it's not working like it's supposed to, but it will actually trigger your brain to think if this video that you're watching or the post that you're reading is correct or not. You understand? It will trigger something in your mind to think about it. But as we're seeing, my friends, especially in America, when presidents are changing, the platforms and these social medias, my friends, are changing narratives with them. Once nothing is allowed on the platform, then the other president comes, now okay, never, it's not valid anymore. Now everything is allowed on the platform and blah, 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 blah. You understand? A very big problem. Super. Cross-border enforcement cooperation. Even though, my friends, I said the messagings are coming cross borders, doesn't matter if it's in European Union or not, they're coming cross border. My friends, but if we cooperate and if we decentralize this team who will actually do the fact checks, but real engineers and people who actually know something, not paid, not the influencers that you see on Instagram every day or on the TikTok. No. Decentralized, as I say, because you cannot pay them all. When they're decentralized from a lot of political parties or from a lot of social classes or from a lot of different professions, you cannot pay all of them because you cannot influence all of them in the same time. You understand? So we have to have this cross-border enforcement cooperation, my friends, to cooperate together between the countries. Only in that case we can actually, shut down these bad cyber mercenaries and these bad influencers. Super. My friends, professional certificate standards. So, political digital consultants they actually need ethic frameworks. Super. And my friends, something which is very important is actually public media literacy. Sorry. My friends, listen. Every one of us, we have some account somewhere in some platform, right? Super. My friends, listen. Even your parents. Not all of us, we know how to use these platforms. First of all. Second of all, nobody knows how to interpret Balkan English problem. How to actually intercept, the message from the bad influencers, aka the cyber mercenaries, towards us. For example, my friend, you're smart. You know how to stop this messaging and say, okay, fuck off. Even though it's from your country, and even though it's like from the political party that you like, for example, my friends, they always have some messaging to be said. You understand? They always have something for you to buy. Doesn't matter if it's a physical product or an imaginary product or a message. There is always something to be sold to somebody. You understand? We need to teach citizens, especially, my friends, the older people, and especially the young kids. They don't know how to intercept these messages. That's why you see stupid shit are happening. They're riding now on trains and they're jumping from trains. Trending. Very big problem. Very big problem. And one more thing and I finish. How many? Lele, 40 minutes, bre. I'm really like a grandma, my friends, in a village. I like to talk. Sorry. But because I'm lonely, I like to talk with you. My friends, listen. One more thing. I know most of you are very smart people. I know that you know how to do this. My friends, listen. We have now a duty to actually spread this message that, as I'm doing in every video, I'm digging loopholes and I'm giving to you brutally. Brutally honest. We need to be brutally honest with everybody. How this world actually works. Because it's not, my friends, just roses and flowers and tulips. It's actually a very dark world. And it's influenced by somebody. And we believe in something. We believe in politics. We believe so blindly into history. As people are believing now in these videos that are releasing for the Epstein files. Which, again, I will say, yes, most of them are true. But some of them are AI generated. I know that a lot of bad things were happening. I know a lot of people actually that even the musicians, the people who are playing sports, the actors, movie actors, my friends, they're involved in this list. I know you loved most of them, if not all of them. You understand? Comedians, bre. I love comedians. My favorite comedian was in the list. You understand? And now what should I do? Should I cry? No. But listen. Always detox your mind. Always release from this poison that you have. And always think how to spread, my friend, clean your soul. When your soul is clean, when your heart is clean, then and only then God watches on you and He gives you the energy and He gives you the words, even though they're broken, but doesn't matter. And He gives you everything in your power so you can spread the message. Teach somebody something, even if it's your parents or grandparents or your kids or your wife or your husband, doesn't matter. Help somebody for something, because, my friends, everybody is glued on their phone like this 24/7 and they're watching stupid shit, and afterwards you're actually wondering why people are behaving differently, especially after 2020 when a lot of propaganda was released. You understand? My friends, thank you very much. 43 minutes. I'm sorry, but you have timelines. A like and a subscribe would help me a lot. If you want to donate to this channel something, I have this buy me a coffee link. Not buy me a link coffee, but buy me a coffee link. Super. I love you very much, my friends. Stay safe. Love yourself. I love you, remember. And thank you very much for spending your time with me. And see you very soon into the next episode. But until then, my friends, ciao.